Hey guys, welcome back to the Hardcore Ironman series. In this episode we're going to be replacing our Dragon Scimitar. Usually this happens much later on down the line with an Ironman account, but with the release of the Zombie Axe and the dual Mackerel Heels from Defender of Varrock and Perilous Moons respectively, we have two great potential replacements they'll be vying for in this episode, so let's get into it. That's Below Ice Mountain completed. I might actually stick around here at some point and farm the equipable hammer. That'll make Mahogany Homes a bit easier and useful for stuff like Temporos. Defender of Varrock completed. Now we can go farm our Zombie Axe. In order to conserve supplies, I decided to melee the armored zombies. This spot deep into the caves allows us to only take on melee zombies, so we only have to pray against them. Instead of using prayer potions for this, I wanted to preserve them for raids, so I went and farmed myself a decent amount of Moonlight Moths. We got the moths in the basement of the Hunters Guild, so we could restore our prayer with those instead for the duration of the grind, as with the drop rate of a 1 in 800, this could take us a while. Attack, that gets us to 1,725 total level. We're approximately 300 armored zombies into the grind. We've got a decent amount of herbs. We're restoring our prayer potion supply at the cost of not a prayer potion, which is always nice. And there's our broken Zombie Axe. It took us exactly 425 KC, so we went barely over half the rate. Really nice to get the grind out of the way quickly. In order to craft ourselves a Zombie Axe, you need to have 70 smithing. Luckily we've long since had that, so we smithed it immediately and went off on our way to use it. Since it is a massive upgrade for Perilous Moons, I decided to send some to be able to get ourselves a pair of Mackerel Heels. The purpose for grinding these is I'd like a Fortic weapon for general use in Slayer, but also they're going to be the best time we can get to train our stats with for the future. And in a game where stats are king, this is going to help us out a ton doing any form of combat in the grinds to come. Back with our increased stats on our Zombie Axe, we managed to get the Speed Chaser task. I think that's not the fastest. Let me just double check. Moons of Peril. We should probably green log this one. It is the fastest. Now we need to do all of the moons in one run with a Dragon Scimitar and defeat a moon using an associated weapon. We do have the Blue Moon Spear. We can actually knock that all out. If I reset my trip, I'll do it. I decided to, instead of doing thieving for my AFK-ness, I decided to get a gem bag and we're going to do some shooting stars so we can get that banked crafting XP. Okay guys, I've pulled my finger out. We're almost 60 free construction. However, we do have enough points to buy ourselves a plank sack. One of the reasons why I didn't rush this as much as I planned on is because doing Mahogany Homes without a plank sack is actually like turgid. But now it should be a whole lot smoother, and I'll probably push all the way to 70 from here on out. Okay, we ran out of teak planks. We had to do one contract with oak, but there we have 70 construction, which means we can now do what we want. We can build a revitalization pool in our house as well if we get the stamina potions, which can come in soon. But mainly we can do the Western Provinces hard step, whereby we have to build an Isfadar painting in your player-owned house quest hall, which means there is no restriction for us to do the Western Provinces hard dire anymore. So if we want to get out of the way, we can just go and get it done right now. I'm probably going to be doing a little bit more Chambers of Xeric, see if we can get anything there. But for now, that'll be where we stop doing construction. And when we come back, we'll be doing Mahogany Homes up to 85 so we can make ourselves a max house. The Chambers of Xeric were uneventful and we didn't get great loot, so I decided to come back to Perilous Moons. We managed to pull ourselves a Blue Moon top, which while already having the Infinity top is rather exciting as it puts us only one piece away from having a Blue Moon outfit for the Master Clue step. We then did one more run for the back-to-back. And wouldn't you know it, there's the Blue Moon Tassets, which are not only great because now we have the full set, but they are also a +1 melee strength bonus on them, so we'll be camping these while doing our raids. Since we got the back-to-back, you already know I had to send another, which then rewarded us with the item that we're looking for on the back-to-back-to-back, the dual Mackerel Heels. I'm going to be completely honest with you, I was expecting this to take far longer, but now that we have both of our weapon upgrades, I decided to go do some raids to test our luck and hopefully nab an early purple. I just wanted to show this clip to show off just how long a phase 4 Warden can last. This was actually due to the ruby bolts proccing many times. While that is good early on into the fight, since they do damage based on current HP, the damage of the proc is not high at this point, and this was really making me consider dropping a piece of food in the setup just so we could run some diamond bolts for this phase. Unfortunately, I can't show you too much of our TOA runs, else the videos would become far too long, but the 200 invo raid you can see in the top left took us 48 minutes, which is roughly 7 to 10 minutes longer than our current 150s. But we do get a bonus of around 0.8% chance of a purple, which to me, if we can do them consistently, is going to be worth it. 73 farming, purely from doing herb runs. Nice. Might as well get Betrayal out of the way. I learned a lesson while world hopping with my escape crystal, that the timer is reset upon each world hop, as when I hopped into a new world without wiggling my mouse on the screen, a Nagwa immediately hit me when the plug-in time was clearly showing there was 30 seconds left, and I got sent back to Lumbridge just after I prepped. Now that we have found ourselves some dual macro heals in my spare time, because we are pushing the TOA a little bit higher now to hopefully a 200, I'm going to go back and start grinding out combat levels again. My goal is going to be 82 attack and 90 strength. This should give us 2 max hits and able to free down the 1 in a 200, which we cannot currently do unless we get a liquid adrenaline. And we much prefer getting ourselves a 2 salt chaos instead. So let's just crack on with it. 80 attack. I think it's going to be roughly 4 hours for us to reach 82, which again isn't too bad. At that point we can wear the Fang. Not that we have a Fang yet, but you know, you got to be a bit of a dreamer. Obviously this is going to improve our general accuracy while doing TOA, but the main thing is just getting the max hits so that the Warden phase 2 is just going to be more consistent. One of the main things I've noticed from having the dual macro heals is the fact that we kill the Sulfur Nagwas quickly enough, regularly, that they don't actually get their prayer draining ability off. So this 2 hours is this entire trip so far. We've still got prayer potions to go. So we are AFKing a whole lot longer here. I'm picking up as much of the loot as I can be asked to. And we're getting quite a juicy trip out of this. But yeah, nice and chill. And I'm assuming it's just going to get better the higher stats we have. Thank you all for the support on this series so far. It would help me greatly if you could like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to help the channel grow. Back to the content. Well, first trip here done. I'm going to be taking a break. I'm going to... My AFK now is going to be doing star mining so that we can gather up a lot of gems for ourselves. And obviously some passive mining levels go pretty hard. I found some essence. I know you'd want to see the XP drop. 5,600 runecrafting XP in about 2 hours. Not too shabby. Basically normal runecrafting rates anyway. Found a dragon impling on our adventures to star mining. This Rhorrn weeds. It's not. It's not. That's a teleport, right? It's a teleport on the 40 Rhorrns. Give, bro! Now we've got the teleport. We can go to Xeric's Honor whenever we want to, which will take us right to the raid. Very fancy. 81 attack. And there's 82 attack. We can now use the Fang if we want to. But for now, we're going to go back onto strength training. And we're going to juice it as far as we can. Maybe we'll get to 90. I'm probably not going to push too far tonight because it is just past midnight. Tomorrow, I've got a big day of AFKing to, you know, help edit the video. There's probably going to be a lot of star mining. Just an entire day of it. So I'll probably get 86 right now because we're over halfway there. See you then. There's 86 strength. Time to skedaddle out of it. And let's go hand in our runecrafting XP. And once again, let's hand them in. Get a bit of dopamine. 16,050 runecrafting experience. That was from 350,000 attack XP and 110,000 strength XP for a total of 460k XP. Not too shabby. Okay guys, I mined 12,000 stardust, so let's open up some bags of gems, eh? Okay, unfortunately we didn't get ourselves an onyx, but what we did get is 186,000 crafting XP if we actually go through all of these. So that's not too shabby for about a day's work. Back to doing some combat training. And there's 86 health. I decided I'm going to stop pussyfooting around it. And we're going to go do Zora for our hard Western Provinces diary. With my initial setup, I decided to try and kill Zora with a Warp Scepter and a Range Switch. This is so we could use the Lunar Spellbook to cure myself, as we don't have a way to prevent venom. I was not doing a lot of damage and I was very nervous, which was not helping. as I was eating a lot, lowering our DPS significantly. After a couple attempts, I decided that I was going to ditch the switch in favor of using Mage only, with the Fire Wave due to Zulrah's new fire weakness that was added with the Mage update. And instead of using Cure Me, I would just bring anti-poisons to cleanse the venom with 2 sips when it was about to do damage. I then, whenever Zulrah was in a Mage phase, would just hide, so that I wasn't taking damage as I knew my DPS wouldn't be worth it. This went far better than I expected, so we managed to kill it on our first try with the updated setup in just over 3 minutes. So we just completed the first cycle. I feel like we had good damage, but it could have been far longer. I don't feel confident enough yet to farm Zulrah right now, but we'll be coming back to that later on in the account when we have a few more upgrades. Now that's out of the way, we're going to work through the rest of the tasks. It should be rather easy. Unfortunately, the Chompy Bird Hat's going to take a while. It shouldn't take too long. Let's get to it. Got to out most of my alcohols tab. We managed to get ourselves 2.75 million GP. Probably go fill up the kingdom with that. Also going to need that for the teak grind for our mahogany homes, because we have, I think we need 4.5 million to finish that grind, so not too shabby. Okay, I've just dealt with the last of the chompies there. We should have over 300 chompy birds so far. We're an ogre forester, so let's go claim our new hats. I have a feeling I'm going to have to drop a few of these bellows. So we get our hats. I'd like to... No, don't want the bloody arrows, man. I always forget how you do this. I'll use it on him. Three more collection log slots. And the hard task for the Western Provinces Diaries is done. Easy. Mine an adamant ore. We also have to buy ourselves a crystal boat, which will cost us 900,000 coins. At least we had the alcohols earlier. It's a bit expensive for my liking, but hey ho. Killed an elf. Might as well take the seed. Unfortunately, our palm tree has grown. We did protect it, so that was guaranteed. We might as well pick the coconuts. We're going to need those. Caught and cooked a monkfish. Pickpocketed a gnome. Got a banana so we can teleport to Avatol. Hello. There is the mahogany cut and burn. Once I could finally find which room had my glory in it, let's put up the Isafdar landscape. Now all we need to do is a veteran game of pest control. There's our veteran pest control game done. Let's go claim our rewards. And there we have our herblore lamp. This now means that we can, if we want to, grind full void. Managed to get back to our routes completed, which means we have, finally, green combat logged, moons apparel. Pretty neat. Decided to press on with Perilous moons for a while to see if we could get ourselves some extra blood moon pieces. But after the 3P earlier on, the well of RNG has dried up, which is understandable really. We did get overly lucky. Well, we no longer need fangs. 87 strength. We're gonna get Rhorrn's though. Rhorrn's? Why is it fangs, bro? There's only so many fangs one man could need. I've decided to actually interact with one of the mini-games that came out in Rhorrn Part 2. We're going to do Mastering Mixology. I've calculated in order to get the 2 drops that I want, the Goggles and the Amulet of Chemistry upgrade, that it's going to take me 775 Harrowlanders, 422 Irrits, and 559 Avantos. We only have 650 Harrowlanders right now, but we still have herb runs we can do, and we can also like dip into the Taramins if necessary. So let's go get those 2 rewards from Mastering Mixology, and I'll be back once I've got them. I may show you a little bit of the mini game, but there's plenty of videos out there. Managed to get our first level of herb lore just by depositing the herbs. I did manage to do a bit of mixology, not enough to show any of the rewards, but it was a stream day, so I decided to go do some more raids. We managed to nab ourselves 71 herb lore whilst we're at it. Made a little boo-boo in the Zebak room where I attacked the urn instead of pushing it, so I had to TP out. I like to know that I use my escape crystals when doing this, just to be able to one-click the TP, but also so I can get sent outside the door and not having to run back. We managed to get our first unique item out of the raid, and unfortunately, it's the Eye of the Corruptor. Sadly, this item is incredibly useless for us, as its main benefit is making the target take more damage, which sounds great, but it delays your next attack beyond being able to get use out of the damage bonus, so it's only useful in groups, but will be mainly doing solos in this account. We'll keep it attached for now, as it does look better than the normal Keras. We ran out of ruby bolts, so we had to stock up on some more, and we got 72 fleshing along the way. One of the problems I started running into when doing TOA is that since I only bought ruby bolt specs, sometimes in the monkey room, if I didn't get much healing for the first chaos, alongside making some mistakes earlier on, I could end up proccing our ruby bolts too much, and it would sometimes cause me to TP out quite far into the raid, obviously wasting quite a bit of time. On a fresh raid day, I ended up going into the Zebak room, forgetting to change the runes in my rune pouch, so we had to take another L and TP out once again. Call me Lana Del Rey's husband, the way I be taming crocodiles. Call me Crocodile Dundee. What is this, man? They want my tree and I'm not going to let them have it. That's my third drop of fangs, by the way. And that should be enough points to be able to get ourselves a Amulet of Chemistry upgraded. So let's go and grab that now. Please, I don't want to do this anymore. Alchemist Amulet obtained. Wonderful. I was going to go for the goggles as well, as mentioned earlier. But after doing the minigame for a while, I figured that without having access to all of the potions that you can create, trying to level out the amount of each resin you obtain is overly cumbersome, and it was leaving me to resent the minigame more, so I've decided that I will be coming back to this later once I have a higher herb lore level. Okay, we've managed to fill up our Amulet of Chemistry as much as I can right now with the silver bars I've made. We've got 830 charges. Should take quite a while for those to be used up, but now we can obviously make some potions a little bit more efficiently. And that's all we have time for in this episode. We've made great strides in gathering upgrades for the account, and in the next episode we'll be checking out a new boss, Huey, and finally taking on the Cowfight Queen for the Desert Hard Diary. I love you all, and I hope to see you again in the next one.